Good morning, everybody. Just setting this up so it doesn't fall. Don't fall. Excuse me. Let me just see if I can invite people to watch. I've never done this before, so I'm inviting some people to watch. Let's see. So if you're watching the replay and you're not part of, good morning, Brandy. You are watching. I just invited you to watch. I wasn't sure how to do that, but if you're watching the replay, you're not part of my group yet, get in my group because I've got some amazing things going on in here. So last week I wanted to give away a couple books and I had nobody qualify. So I'm going to extend it a week. I'm just going to move for a sec here. Hopefully this doesn't fall over. Okay. You've been waiting for me to pop on. Well, I appreciate you, girl, Brandy. It's been a crazy week for me here. If you don't follow my Facebook page, I did a little go live on there last night about how crazy our week has been since last Monday, and then going to Vegas, and then coming back from Vegas and getting back into the whole routine of things. Cheers to Monday, right? Oh, I'm just still trying to get over this cold. It's been plaguing me for 2 weeks now. Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago when my voice was starting to go, and then now my last week I was a little congested. This week it's a cough, so it's kind of my throat a thing again. I'm ugh. Anyway, gotta love being sick. It's just the time of year, right? So it's just all about getting healthy. And while I was away this past little while, I didn't really stick to my exercise routine. Of course, I was on holiday. I had some drinks. I didn't have a ton of sweets. I had a little bit of sweets. My husband bought me a bag of M&Ms the one night that we were at Walgreens. If you know anything about Vegas, there's a Walgreens every, half a mile. So it's inevitable that you go in there and on a drunken purchasing spree at some point during your trip. It's just the way it is. So he bought me some M&Ms and I was eating those. I was like, these are making my gut feel gross. Bleh. So I didn't have too many of them, and I probably should have brought them home for the girls, but I just left them. And yeah, I don't know. I did have drinks because it's Vegas, and we went to the rodeo, so you got to have, some beers. And then we went to a watch party at the Toby Keith's I Love This bar in Harrah's, and it was okay. The watch party was fine. It was just, I was drinking these, they're tequila drinks. They're margaritas like this. They're huge. Yeah. Me and tequila get a little crazy, and yeah, it was a little crazy. Hey Gina, how's it going? The M&M store is amazing, Brandy. I do agree. We did not get that far down the strip though. We were staying at Caesars, which is kind of mid-strip, and it wasn't we didn't get that far south. We went to the convention center, which is north, and then we went to the convention center that's where Cowboy Christmas is. So we went there, and that is oh my God. I didn't post about specifically about Cowboy Christmas, but it was huge. It was me, and I was standing outside Cowboy Christmas, and I was like, this is crazy. And we went there on Thursday, and it wasn't so bad. We went there for Thursday morning. We left at 1 or 2-ish, and it was getting busy when we left. But then by the next day, we went for just a couple hours on Friday, and it was nuts in there. I'm like, oh my God, get me out of here. It's too many people. So me, in Vegas on a weekend doesn't work. I like it during the week. Brandy says, Jason said I cannot drink tequila without him. Oh, yes. Well, My husband doesn't really like tequila. He was drinking rum, white rum. That's his normal drink. So I was having a little fun with the tequila. I like tequila. Tequila's good. And I wasn't sick the next day, which is weird because we had to get up early and catch our flight. We were up at, not incredibly early, we were up at 7, and our flight left at just before 10. So up at 7, get packed, get to the airport and everything, right? So I didn't even, I felt like I needed a coffee, but I didn't feel like crazy dehydrated or anything like that. Me too, Brandy. I love tequila too, maybe a little bit too much. And the ones that I was drinking, they were like a white peach something margarita. They were so good. I could have just sat there and drank those all night and then probably fell on my face. So it's a good thing I kept them to a couple of those giant drinks. They were in mason jars. They were crazy. So that's, I don't know. That's kind of oops, I'm slipping. There we go. Doing all this stuff and my phone's slowly slipping. You see the top of my head. So anyway, that was our fun trip to Vegas. And I think that, the hubby and I might make this an annual trip. We had a ton of fun. The girls were good. They stayed with grandma and grandpa, and they went with their aunt once, and they saw their cousins, and it was just, I don't know, it was good. We were only gone for a few nights, so it's not like we were gone forever, but the girls, my youngest is still clinging to me like I'm going to leave her again forever. So getting away to do this go live was a little bit more difficult, but my husband's downstairs with them, so that is good. He goes back to work tomorrow, and we can get back to our normal life. Anyway, so now that I have gone on and on about my vacation, if you did not watch last week's go live, I would not. You don't necessarily have to watch the whole thing, but watch bits and pieces. I did talk about, what did I talk about? The six steps to change your life. But the more important thing is that in order to qualify, in order to qualify for my book draw, win one of 3 books, I got them here. The first one is Girl Wash Your Face. The second one is Girl Stop Apologizing. And the third one is You Are Awesome. Kind of reminds me of the Lego movie. You are awesome. Everything is awesome. If you have not invited people into this group, tag them in last week's go live. Every person that you tag, make sure they're in a separate comment, and each comment gets you an entry into this book draw. And I will do the draw next week. I'm pushing it off a week so that I get some qualifiers, because last week was kind of like a crickets on my go live. I think it's because I did it a half hour early. I'm not sure, or maybe I just didn't warn people enough. I was kind of busy getting ready for Vegas. So definitely, yes, you do, Brandy. You need the You Are Awesome book. I have kind of flipped through it and read little snippets of it. I think that you would absolutely you'd love any of those books, honestly, but you would love that book for sure. But go back into last week's go live, invite some people into my group, tag those people in that go live. Usually if you invite people into the group, I process them fairly quickly. Just tell them, invite them into the group. Tell them they don't have to answer the questions if you are inviting them, because I know that if you are inviting them, they're legit people that want to be here, or you think they need to be here. So definitely do that. The Rachel Halse books are all awesome too. So it's going to be a tough decision for whoever wins. I believe that. So today I would like to talk about why analysis paralysis is killing your progress. And I know that lots of people in this group know about analysis paralysis because it's talked about a lot within our online community, where people are like, don't overthink it, just do it, just post it, just get stuff out there. But we all look at, even this time of year where, it's Christmas and you want the memories to be perfect. You want the time with your family to be perfect. You want that Christmas turkey to be perfect, or whatever it is. Oh, I forgot to turn off my notifications. There. Do not disturb. Go away. Notifications. Bye-bye. Okay. You want things to be perfect. It's that time of year. And going into a new decade, maybe you want your business to be perfect. That's just the way people think. That's the way people are. But instead of perfection, what if you settle for mostly fine? What if you settled for, it may not be perfect, but at least I am getting information out there. I am doing the things that I need to do to progress in my business, in my life. And it's all about, because perfect is the enemy of good. Or is the enemy, what is it? Perfect is the enemy of good. I can't remember who says that, but I saw the quote and I was like, oh my God, perfect is the enemy of good. Because good means that at least you're just doing it, right? It means you're killing your procrastination and you're getting stuff done, and that's what matters. Analysis paralysis can stop you from progressing in any of these areas, any decisions that you're going to make, whether you are in the online business or wanting to start in the online business. You're like, oh, well, now's not the right time. I'm doing this, or I don't know. It's funny because people are like, oh, I'm having a baby here in 6 months. So maybe now's not a good time. I'm like, now's the perfect time. You don't have a friggin' newborn. Why not get started now? And then you can nurture it and coast it while you're having your newborn for that 4th trimester. I know with both of my kids, they were on top of me all the time in that 4th trimester. And it was all about, family time. But what if you started before that time and all you had to do was just nurture something that you'd already started? And what if you already got the habits down over the next 6 months until your baby arrives? What if you got those habits down that you needed to do every day? Your daily method of operation, your 5 pillars that we talk about. And by the time your baby comes, everything just kind of flows effortlessly. A little bit more effortlessly than if you were to start a business, when your baby's a month old or 3 months old or 6 months old. I started this business when my youngest was 6 months old. I'm like, geez, where was this 10 years ago or even 5 years ago before I had my first one? So just think about it, right? Just think about it. Any decisions that you think need to be perfect before the situation needs to be perfect before you can make them. That's, analysis paralysis. Any marketing. So we talk about this lots in our business. We talk about, if you're writing, Brandy says that she started when she was pregnant. Exactly. Perfect time. Because you're just either you can't sleep because, baby's making it too uncomfortable, or it's just you have that kind of time. You're not having to have a newborn with you all the time. So to me, it would have been a perfect time to start, because having even a 6-month-old and a 3-year-old at that point was a lot. So I'm just saying, that's just me. I'm just saying. So we're talking about any marketing, so any posts, any copy, any videos. Any videos that if you struggle with doing, I have down here go lives. People struggle doing go lives. I'm part of a go live accountability group right now. And there are some people that, they've never done a live like this, where I've been on here for a while. This is my 40-somethingth go live, 42nd, I think, in a row. I was doing go lives before this, on my other page, so it's not like I'm a newbie to go lives, but it's all about just getting out there and showing your face to the world, showing your face to your audience, your potential audience. You never know who's watching. And people relate more to you. For me being confident in a go live, some people are like, oh, I could never do that. My mom tells me that all the time. My mom tells me that, oh, well, you are comfortable in front of the camera. I'm like, I didn't used to be. I just did it enough that now I'm okay with it. I'm a lot better with it. Brandy says that she was on a go live 15 minutes after having her last son. Oh my God, lady, you are my hero. So if your copy, your ads, your go lives, they're not going to be perfect at first anyway. People can relate more to the imperfections than you knowing exactly what you're going to say when you're going to say it. The only reason I use a teleprompter in my ad videos because I tend to ramble. Like on my go lives, I'm here for like 20 minutes and I tend to like go on and on and on because I'm just like, oh, I have all this amazing stuff to talk to and I really want to talk to you guys, and it's been a whole week since I've talked to you guys, so this is all that's going on in my life right now. And if I didn't have something to stick to for like my ads, they would be 20 minutes. I did do like a rambling kind of ad, and then I edited it where I cut a bunch of stuff out because I was like, talked about like a tangent for a while. I'm like, oh, that doesn't need to be in my ad. And it was 5 minutes long. My ads don't need to be 5 minutes long. My ads need to be like 1 to 2, maybe 3 minutes long at tops. That's what people have the attention span for. If they're not going to sit down and watch, a valuable piece of information, they're not going to sit there. They're just going to keep scrolling, right? So my ads need to be a little bit shorter. That's why I tend to script them out. I do kind of do point form, just to keep me on track and on topic. But yeah, people relate to the mostly fine version of your ads, your copy, your videos. They don't have to be perfect. People actually don't like that kind of stuff being perfect because they're like, oh, well, I can't do that, so why would I even bother trying? If you've been procrastinating on something, whether it's doing go lives or doing, I'm just going to set that there for a sec. If it doesn't fall over. If you've been procrastinating on anything, whether it's, starting a business or doing go lives, or I don't know, what do people procrastinate on? I know I tend to procrastinate on self-care, but before we went on this trip, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to get my hair done. I got my nails done. And these aren't fake nails, they're my real nails, which is like crazy to me, by the way. I got my eyelashes done, which is like still really weird for me to see. But when I first started, I'm like, oh, well, I need a full face of makeup before I do my first go live or my videos or anything like that. And excuse me. And, I don't even, I just gave up on the fact that I would ever have a full face of makeup to do a video or a go live or anything like that. And because that's not me. I don't wear makeup on a regular basis. It's all about being yourself, showing your true self. Your audience relates to you and your true self. If I'm not made up to do a go live, because that's me, I don't put on makeup every day. The only thing Brandy says is she needs to prep before doing a go live, and I prep before doing a go live by writing out notes. Especially if there's a specific subject that I want to talk about, I make sure that I write down the key points that I want to hit, because otherwise I ramble, I go off on tangents, I go crazy, and we'll be here for an hour. And nobody, I want to respect your time. I want to respect my time. I want to respect my kids and my husband's time downstairs that are waiting for me to come down back downstairs from doing this go live. So it's all about making sure that I get my points across before get my points across in this certain amount of time. To me, makeup doesn't really matter. I wore some makeup while we were gone in Vegas just because I was like, I dressed up, I put makeup, I did my hair. I'm like, because I could. I had no kids. It's just all about priorities. At this point, good enough is good. Good enough is amazing because you're getting yourself out there, and that's what matters. So we're talking about, if you're procrastinating on something, ask yourself a question. What is the worst that could happen? What is the absolute worst that could happen? And for most things, it's not a life or death situation. What's the worst that could happen? That I do a go live without makeup on? That people see my true self, that people recognize me on the street. That happened to me. There's somebody within our community, and I was at Walmart with my youngest, and he's like, "Hey, you're Pam." I'm like, "Yeah, who are you?" He's like, "Oh, I'm Jack, and I'm part of this chat." And I'm like, oh, hey, you know, he recognized me because I don't wear a full face of makeup to do my go lives or to do my videos. So he recognized me. He's like, "Oh, I love your stuff." And he had just started. He'd only been in the business for like 4 or 5 months. To me, that's just started because I've been in this in February, I'll be 24. Brandy's been in this for longer. So it's just a matter of making sure, you know, if you wear a full face of makeup every day, awesome. Kudos to you, because I cannot find the time or patience to do any of that. Honestly, it's like, it's not my thing, but friggin' awesome. Go for it. Go for it. If that is you, go for it. Represent your most authentic self whenever you're making these decisions, whether it's doing go lives or videos or wanting to start a business or anything. Think about what's the worst that could happen. Really, generally it's not a life or death situation. So is it worth it? Is it worth it to procrastinate on that one decision that you're wanting to make? So since perfect is the enemy of good, a mostly fine decision will be the best decision. So if you're losing a little sleep, to cross that one item off of your to-do list that you've been waiting for months to do. You know, that's what I do when my husband's on night shift. When he's on night shift, that's when I get stuff done. And he's like, "Oh, I don't get any sleep when I'm on night shift." I'm like, "Neither do I, because I'm busy." Like, when you're not here at night, I'm getting stuff done. I'm like, I'm up late, I'm awake early, I'm doing all this stuff just so I can get stuff done while you're not here. I know it's weird, but that's just the way that I've gotten. And he's on a week of nights every 4 weeks or so. That's when I get stuff done. Submitting or posting a rough draft, like of a post, of a book, of anything, it's way better than trying to perfect it and submitting it like a week later, a month later, 6 months later. You know, just getting it out there, right? Getting yourself out there. All you have to do is make the decision, because perfection does not actually exist. Perfection is different in our own minds, right? So imagine a world where looks fine, seems fine, is fine, is a world in which you can progress against can progress. There we go. If I could speak English today. You can progress and achieve your goals, your dreams, anything that you are trying to do in life, whether it's, you know, achieve freedom. Like, we're all here. I named the group Find Your Own Freedom with Online Marketing. What is your definition of freedom? How are you going to achieve that? Why aren't you achieving that? Let's break it down. Why? Maybe because you've been procrastinating on something that maybe perfect is not going to happen. Maybe looks fine, seems fine, is just fine. And it progresses you towards your goals. So that is all I wanted to talk about with you guys today. And I've been in this for like 20 some minutes already. Oh my goodness. I cannot keep it below 20 minutes, I swear. But again, if you have not yet already, invite some people into this group. If you're not part of this group and you're watching the replay, somewhere around this video, there will be a link. You can get into my group. Just request access and say where you found the link, whether it's, you know, on my YouTube or my website or my Facebook page or my personal page, or however you found your way into this group. Just let me know. Or an email. I've been sending it out via email too. Thanks, Brandy. I love you too, girl. Yeah, so invite yourself into this group if you're not part of it already. Invite some other people that you think would benefit from being in this group. 1, 2, 3, 5 people. I don't care. Tag them in last week's Go Live, because you will want to win these books. Each comment, so make sure you tag them in separate comments. Each comment will be an entry into winning this book, and I will do the draw. Random draw next week. Thank you guys. I love you guys so much. I love and appreciate you, Brandy and Gina, for tuning in live. Thank you so much, ladies. If you're watching the replay, definitely leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. And until next week, Monday Morning Motivation next week, I'll probably have tons to talk about because I have 2 amazing calls on Thursday this week. I have a one-on-one call with our founder of Affiliate Institute, Mr. Cameron George. I'm so excited. And then I also have a identity statement call with Karen Ritchie. I'm hoping to talk to her about maybe jumping on here in the new year with me and maybe doing an interview style type go live for one of my Monday Morning Motivations. I absolutely love her. She has transitioned my life in the last 6, 7, 8 months since spring. I can't remember how long it's been. 6? Just over 8 months. She has transitioned my life in such a huge way that I really, really want her to come in and talk to you guys. I also want to talk to Tina Smith. She's in this group. I want her to come in here and talk about her Reiki and just energy, because she's all about that. And I absolutely love what she does as well. She's done it on me remotely, and it's amazing. So like I said, I got so many ideas and so much stuff coming for you guys in the new year, but be sure to tune in next week, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's 9 a.m. Pacific. That's 12 p.m. Eastern. Definitely tune in, and I will catch you guys next week with some awesome Monday Morning Motivation and another great topic and doing the draw for the books. So I will see you next week. Bye.